Good enough about those. Thanks for tuning in to yet another video. We are currently trimming the inside of the fairing for the LP6. The LP6, well, this fairing, your Road Warrior fairing, will not fit with your LP6 without some modification. I've already made this video quite a bit, but people still ask. So you guys are seeing where I've trimmed it. Now on my other fairing, I did a complete trimming of the whole of the inside. So I didn't really like the way it looked because, of course, the LP6 has a shape where it tapers down right here at the edges, and I wasn't a big fan of the spacing between the light and the fairing. So on this go around, I'm gonna go ahead and trim it. As you guys can see, I already trimmed the bottom of this. Now if you guys are wondering, hey, how did you get that template, or how did you go about by getting whatnot, I just went ahead and I used some masking tape. You can see my guide off of the masking tape, which is right here. This is 3/4 of an inch. I just put it up against the edge of the inner fairing, and that gave me my perfect template, or my perfect circle. That's what I did with the Memphis Shades Road Warrior fairing. Right, you're probably wondering, hey, how did you get these little markings? I have a caliper. What do you call this thing? I'm not sure what do you call this thing, man. It's not coming to my head. I can't remember. So I grabbed my little measuring device, and of course I just went off of what I know. I took the measurement from the inside. I can't open this, sorry guys. So I took the measurement of the inside right here, and I used this marking right here as my middle marking, and I just measured, I believe, 60. Is that 60? Yeah, so it's from here to here, that's 60. From here to here, that's another 60. That's how I know it's mirrored. And then I went from this marking to up here, another 60, and then I made my marks. So from this point to this point, it's 60. From this point to this point is 60. So that's the way I went about it. I'm still considering probably taper this down so it's not as abrupt as you guys can see right here. So I'm considering probably trimming just a little bit upwards over here. Maybe I'll take the caliper again and I'll make my measurements. I'll probably do, I don't know, maybe 10 from right there and probably measure it like this. Or you guys get the point, okay? So I can't. Here we go. So in case you guys are wondering, that's the way I measured it from there to there. Or maybe it's not 60, maybe it's 65. What is it? Oh, 70. So from there to there, it's that, and then of course you go over here and it's the same over here. You guys can see it's the same over here. So that's how I pulled these lines. And I also went ahead and I measured my LP6, and that's how wide it is. Is it 70? No way. There's no way that's 70. Oh no, it's not. It's 130. That's how wide that bottom is. So you guys can see down right here. You guys can see it. So that should clear. I can't really put this inside the fairing, but you guys see, oh, here we go. So that's 130. You guys are seeing it right there, 130. There should be enough room to clear the LP6. So that's where the LP6 is going to be seated. And then of course, if I go up here, you can see the same thing. Here, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up that well. So that's 130 as well. So that's how I got the measurement. Like I said, I used the back of the inner fairing and the 3/4 masking tape to give me that guide that I'm going to trim out. So you guys can see that right there. So this and this is going to be the same thickness once this is trimmed out. All right, and like I mentioned, maybe I'll probably taper this in just to kind of get it to look a little bit better. But that's how I am doing that. That's how I'm making my measurements. And of course, you can get a rotary or a Dremel, whatever you want to get. I have this Milwaukee one. You can see the cutting wheel. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm just, I don't think I could do this with one hand. So to get on the inside, I'm doing it from the inside of the fairing because I can't really, or maybe I could do it like this. No, I have to go on the inside. So on this one, of course, I'm just trimming like so. You know, that's the way I'm cutting it, like this. Just touching it. Like I said, I'm doing it on the inside of my tape because that's the same way I did this one. So I'm just gonna cut this off, trim that, and then maybe do some type of a measurement here so I could taper it in. You could also get a sanding block off. Here we go. So if you want it to be absolutely straight, you can get your sanding block, and then you could even that out. So I don't know if the camera's gonna. And then of course this is flat, so it's gonna give you a flat surface. Even if you are, you know, a little shaky with the Dremel, you could get a nice flat surface using a block like this. And then you could remove some material off of it until you're happy with it. And of course you could also hold it up against your bike, your motorcycle. You can hold it up and then just look where you have to just trim down a little bit more. If you have a Dremel wheel, of course, then you could also clean that up as well with the Dremel sanding block, whatever this is right over here. So you could also clean it up with this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this cut, and then we'll tune in so you guys can see what it looks like. And like I said, you could either use I'm just gonna be cutting right on the line. You could also, of course, cut on the inside and then sand it down. But from what I've noticed on my other cut, you really can't see this cut. You really can't. All right, and since I'm doing this while I'm prepping it, you can see I'm getting it ready for paint. We have some room to kind of repair and fix stuff up in this part of the build. All right, so I'm not too worried about scratching it or anything like that, because I'm still going to add layers and stuff like that. So if you're planning on doing it, right now would be the time. On the Memphis Shades Road Warrior fairing, you actually have a inner fairing, so it's different. It's raw. It's, you know, it isn't a part of just the fairing, kind of like this one. This is a one piece. So if I'm painting here, I should 100% paint the inner fairing. That way it kind of matches the whole fairing. So let's go ahead and get to trimming. Alright, so that's pretty much it. You guys saw how I trimmed it. That was pretty tough to get the grinder in there. Needs quite a bit of cleaning up. You guys can see, you know, it's a little bit of a mess. I still have the masking tape, so that could be my guide on my next cut, where I'm going to probably just sand it down. I'm going to sand it with the Dremel, and then I'm just going to sand it to this point, and then we'll see how I can keep on cleaning this up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This one was a lot easier, maybe because I have, or oh no, maybe no, I did this, but how do I did it from the underneath. What's going on is I can't fit my Dremel underneath of this because of the fairing. Over here was a little bit easier because I was able to put it underneath the you guys can see that I was able to put it underneath the fairing, so that's why I was able to get that nice cut. This one, I can't fit my Dremel there because then it's gonna be angled. So who knows, maybe I'll just angle it, get another you know, piece of tape, and then just measure, you know, I'll probably measure 1/2 inch from here to here, and then that way I'll have that cut where I'm talking about, you know, having it taper down. So maybe I could put a piece of tape here, and then you guys get what I'm saying. From this point to this point, have that cut. If I had a flat surface, I'd be able to, you get what I'm saying. Maybe I could do that. Cut from there to there. then that would be my taper line, and then I could do the same for the top. From there to there, and then this would be my line right there. So you get how I'm using the masking tape to have a taper down of a 3/4. So this will be like that. I think that looks pretty good. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do that because I can't fit this, and I think it'd be a little bit easier for me to cut it at that angle, because I believe I could do that. Yeah, I could do that like that. So I'll be able to cut into this. I just got to be careful I don't cut into the fairing too much, and then I'll just clean it up with the sander. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. I don't know. I don't even know if the camera was on there, but you guys, saw how I got that line. Same thing over here. Grab the masking tape because this is 3/4 of an inch. Put it along that edge, and then just connect this point to that point right there, like so. And then same thing on the top. We'll have it from there to there, then we'll just connect that point to there. So if you have a ruler or something, right now would be a good time to use that, and then that would give us that tapered effect right here. That's going to be pretty uniform right there, and I think that's going to look a little bit better than just having that gap there. So yeah, measure once, cut, measure 3 times, cut once. Here, let's see, maybe I could use this as my guide. You see how we stay a little bit innovative with this? So I know this is a flat surface. This is the part from the fairing that I used. So we put it there, and then we have our mark right there. Same thing up here. We connect those 2 points, and now we have our line. Same thing here. Connect those 2 points. Try to hold it still, because if it moves, then it's going to give you a false right there. And then of course we do the top one. You guys can see the light. Connect that, and then the edge of the tape. There we go. Now we have our tapered effect. We're going to cut into it and then probably sand it down with the sander, and we'll have a nice flat surface. So let's go ahead and grab the sander, the Dremel, and then just make those few cuts real quick. That is looking pretty fantastic. We just got to make a few more cuts and we are done. Here, let's see if the thing's on camera. So we got to hold it up like this. All right, there's our cut. And that is ready for the LP6 now. So in case you were wondering, that's how you do that. And like I said, if you wanted it just to be, easy peasy, you could just remove about 3/4 of an inch off of the inner fairing, and you're pretty much done. And now we can see how that looks. Of course, like I said, we got to clean it up a little bit, but that looks right on. You guys can see it. Looks great. It's gonna have that shape of the LP6 because that's the way the LP6 is shaped. So that's why I wanted to, kind of taper it in a little bit. That way it looks a little bit more natural and custom fit. So I like it. We're gonna, like I said, we just gotta clean it up. We'll probably get like 80 grit on this guy, and then just go to town, and then this is going to give us that flat surface that we're looking for. This isn't, I don't think this is an 80 grit. This might be a 120 or something. So I'm going to swap this out, and then just, you know, just go to town to this with this thing and have a nice flat surface all the way on the inside. And then this is going to be, you know, ready to be mounted with the LP6. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching yet another video. Yeah, we're gonna get this thing custom fitted. It's gonna look fantastic. Just gonna smooth this out a little bit with the sander, and it's gonna be ready for the bike. And then of course, you know, we gotta paint it and do all that good stuff. So life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Thanks for tuning in. Please leave a like on the video. Be much appreciated. Like I said, you could do this on your Memphis shades. The material is actually thinner than this one, so there's more flex to the Memphis shades. All right, life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.